The following podcast is a TJ DeSantis production. Comments, questions, and inquiries can be sent to DeSantisProd@gmail.com.
Are you talking shift? We are. It's time for the We're Talking Shift podcast. Now. Here to talk shift are your hosts, Loree Bischoff and Candice Parisi.
We're Talking Shift.
Hi, I'm Loree Bischoff.
And I'm Candice Parisi, and we're talking shift. And today, we're talking about relationships. And we have a very special guest, Eric Bischoff. It's your husband.
Yeah,
FYI.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my husband of 34 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
I know. And
good job.
We've got formulas that work.
Really?
Yes.
I need to hear all of them.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to meet them out just like a drip.
Okay.
We want to overwhelm people with all this magic.
Yeah, not too much magic, not all at once, yeah.
Right. So, but before we bring Eric on,
right?
Yeah, let's. We just got off a 20-hour road trip.
Yeah,
you and I.
We did from Phoenix, right? 10 hours to Ogden, Utah. You know what you can't do in Utah? Well, you can't drink. That's what you can't do.
You can have a lot of wives, but you can only have 2 drinks.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. And we looked for it, though. We got there late. And we searched. Yeah. We searched for those drinks, and we found them. We found them in a mall that was closed. Yeah.
Well, we had to get to Ogden because I have a friend from literally a friend from back in before Eric and I even got married. I have a friend who we met, her and her husband, when we lived in Chicago for a minute. Mm-hmm. And for reasons, she happened to be in Ogden, Utah, which is why we made that our destination for the first night so that I could see her, as I haven't seen her like in a decade. Mm-hmm. So we found the only place left in the entire state of Utah that was open at 9:30 at night and would sell us a couple of cocktails and a horrible chicken sandwich. And we met her there and had a little visit.
Yeah. And the restaurant dude, he's a sex machine. He definitely he got us our stuff on time, and then he went outside. And right before he went outside, he was like, "Hey, ladies, I'm going to be going outside. If you need something from me, just don't hesitate. Just walk outside and get me. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy."
And we're
all sitting there at the table with our cocktails, and it was the strangest thing. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna disappear for a few minutes, but don't be shy. I'm gonna be right out that door." We're all going, okay,
okie doke.
Thank you,
thanks. And he wasn't lying.
No, he disappeared. I was kind of afraid to order anything from him after that, but So yes, so we had a great visit with my dear friend Laura, and that was fun. And then we made our way to our hotel and got up, and 10 more hours yesterday, right?
Yeah, and then we ended up in Little America. Where was Little America at?
That was like in Wyoming, because our destination was Cody, Wyoming. And we ended up, one of our pit stops was at the Little America. And we, went in and got some fresh, some coffee, and I found a treasure in there. I thought it was a treasure. Stop. Stop. Just stop. Shush. I found, to my delight, pickled quail eggs. They had locally canned, or they were in a jar, people that do canning and stuff. They were like that by somebody, I guess, in Wyoming that's raising a lot of quails.
Yeah, it was basically a jar full of tiny eggs.
Yes. Hard boiled.
Yeah.
Right.
That were all, when you bit it, I tried a couple, you bite into them and they're all creamy on the inside, but they've been sitting in vinegar and jalapenos, and it basically tastes terrible.
They were amazing.
God.
They were amazing. And I was like, my husband of 34 years, who you're going to meet in a minute, is going to love these. And I thought you would like them. But no, she didn't. She did the old, you remember that movie, Big, I think it was, with Tom Hanks, when he eats something he doesn't like because he's turned into a kid and he's scraping it all off his tongue and spitting it back into the buffet bowl? Yeah. That's what I thought you were doing with the quail.
I did.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, but we made it to Cody last night, and yes, we had roasted chickens waiting for us, and it was a glorious homecoming.
Yes, it was perfect. It was a perfect way to show up.
Yeah. So, is it time?
It's totally
time to bring in the man, the chef?
I'm so excited.
My amazing husband.
Yes, it's time. Let's bring in our guest.
All right. So, welcome, Eric Bischoff.
I usually get entrance music. What the fuck?
Oh. Candice is a rapper.
No, it's good to be here. This is fun. I'm excited for you ladies. I'm excited that you got your podcast up and running, and it's growing, and I think it's going to be a fun project.
It is. And, one of the cool things that Eric and I are going to be doing, so this is going to be new, is we're going to start talking about some relationship stuff on our Patreon page, on our Patreon, We're Talking Shift.
And it's going to be fun because it's the first time in a long time I've done a podcast or an interview or, hell, anything for that matter, where I'm talking about anything other than wrestling. So for me to have an opportunity to do anything other than wrestling is just the cat's ass. I'm digging it.
We had an interesting conversation about where some of these bizarre sayings originated from.
What's the flinging the cat one?
You can't swing a dead cat without hitting fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And we were like, that is really horrifying, but I say it all the time, where it came from.
Yeah.
Some of them are
cat's ass.
Right, the cat's ass. And, because that's not a good place to be.
Unless you're another cat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, moving on. Speaking of relationships.
Right.
So once a month, Eric and I are going to hop on our Patreon page.
Nice.
And we're going to just, talk about some of the stuff that has worked so well for us that's enabled us to have this 34-year marriage.
I need to hear a couple secrets.
So, before we jump into secrets, girlfriend, don't rush it. Don't rush.
I'm sorry. I need it.
Pushy.
Yeah.
She calls me the pushy one, but, I think she's projecting.
I'm a secret pusher.
But let's talk a minute. Let's just spend a second talking about why this is cool about the Patreon thing. Because we have a big deal going on there that we're really super excited about, and it's called the Give a Buck movement, right? And so if you go over there and check it out, the whole thing is we have created a philanthropic movement where for simply a buck,
$1
a month, $1 a month.
That's all.
What is that, like 10 dimes a month?
Exactly. That's how many.
10 dimes.
Yeah.
Good, are we sure?
Good call.
Do we need to get out?
No,
okay.
we don't.
Yeah, so it's like 10 dimes a month. I mean, people have that rolling around in their cars, right? Easily. But for such a small something that you won't even miss, you can be part of this movement that is all about helping out organizations that are doing really good things. And we have this first organization that we are going to be raising funds for called Secondhand Hounds.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
It's animal rescue.
Yep.
And it's so everybody loves, almost everybody loves dogs, and I think they do things other than dogs. I think they do cats and stuff too. But the whole idea is we can all, if we band together, right? And there's a bunch of us in the movement. For so little, you can actually do something really big and make an impact.
Exactly. I don't know why anybody wouldn't do that.
It's not much. It's a quarter a week.
Yes.
Right?
Good.
So if you give a buck.
How much is that per day? 3 cents.
Thank you. See.
3 cents a day. A little over 3 cents a day.
That's come on.
Yeah.
You can't justify not being able to do that And if if a million of us do that,
how many cents is that a second?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
You have to divide 3.5 cents by 24. That would give you hours, and you'd have to divide that by 60. That would give you minutes, and you have to divide that by 60. So it's a fraction of a fraction of a fraction.
You have a very smart husband. Yeah,
I'm getting a headache.
Yeah.
My head hurts now. So, all right. So, I know I mentioned this earlier,
right?
But I have a secret. I have a secret.
And I don't know the secret?
Well, you know it, but you don't know that you know it.
Oh, it's going to be dirty.
It's that kind of secret.
Let's hear it.
And, it involves, I'm sorry, honey, but it involves you. So I think it's time. I think I can't keep it anymore, but I think it's time to tell your fans and our followers and our friends and family that Eric's having an affair.
Oh,
He's having an affair.
I knew it. I know it.
You know her too.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. I know her name. I know her well.
What's her name? Let's go get her. Let's go beat her up.
Her name is Nikki.
Okay. All right.
It's the second time.
Oh, she's sexy too and young. She's sexy and young.
I know. I feel like, it's so stereotypical. He leaves you for the young thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
What do you have to say for yourself, Eric?
So, yes. So we're talking about relationships, and the whole point of this is he's got a relationship with Nikki that is...
It's a dog.
Yeah,
it's a dog.
Nikki is...
It's not a woman.
No. Nikki's our dog. Nikki's his dog, and she is his...
Then you're jealous. Let's talk about your jealousy issues.
I'm feeling okay with it. I don't know. Maybe it was the trip through Utah. The influence is in the air that it's okay to, let your man have more than one love in his life. I'm not sure, but I'm okay.
Or maybe you just secretly have the hots for the guy at the bar that wanted to meet you outside.
Yeah.
So that he could get you anything you wanted.
I think Utah gets a bad rap. I think we should give him a chance.
That's true. I mean, Thank you, Brandon. His name is Brandon.
As she pulls a piece of paper out of her pocket with a number on it.
With a number on it.
Yeah. So
gotta do what you gotta do.
But yeah, I just think it's, all kidding aside, it's pretty wonderful to have such your relationship with your pet is pretty special and can be very therapeutic and very healing and just kind of keeps you in the now. Yeah. Pets really have a way of keeping you right here, right now, keeping you present in the moment. If you're stressed, doesn't that, she does that for you, right?
Yeah, and it's a different kind of a relationship, because your relationship with your spouse or friend or family member, that's one way of communicating and sharing and being there for each other. But there's something for me, and it's probably not the same for everybody, but for me, my relationship with my dog is special in the sense that, and I know, Loree, you don't judge me, and I know you don't, and I'm not suggesting by what I'm about to say that I feel that you do, so don't take it this way. But there's something about a dog that is just, you hear the term unconditional love, and everybody likes to believe that they have that for their spouse or their children or the people that are important in their lives, and we do as much as humanly possible, we do, but we're still humans, and we still have issues, and we still sometimes have conditions that are sometimes subtle, sometimes not so subtle, but a dog doesn't have that. They just dig you, and they'll forgive you for just about anything. And, well, not just about, for anything. And there's something about that unconditional love that is probably one of the things that has made dog man's and woman's best friend for so many tens of thousands of years, number one. And number two, the in the now thing, I think I underestimated how important that really is because I never really thought about it until you started beating it into my head, a few years ago. But I really saw it. You really see that in a dog. All they care about is like, what are we going to do right now? And it could be anything, whether it's getting fed or getting their ears scratched or going for a 5-mile hike. Whatever it is, they find so much joy in it. And you can see that joy and you can feel that joy, and it's kind of contagious.
Yeah, I agree with you. Dogs are amazing. Animals are amazing. I had a potbelly pig, and that potbelly pig was amazing. Went everywhere with me. Got in the car, slept in my bed. I don't want to talk about it. Like, all sorts of things happened. And so it was a great potbelly pig.
No, you can't just leave that there.
Yeah.
You can't throw that out there and say, I don't want to talk about it. A lot of amazing things happen. I don't want to talk about it. You just use your imagination. I don't want to talk about it.
This potbelly pig was 60 pounds. His name is Gilgamesh. And I got him when he was as big as my fist. And he walked on a leash. He opened the door of the car. He jumped on the bed and fell asleep with me. He was just my best dude. He was my dog.
You know what, though? And people don't realize this, but a pig, potbelly or otherwise, is anatomically more similar to a human being than any other animal on the face of the earth.
Yeah.
People always think of, apes and monkeys and things like that of being so similar because, the facial features in their hands are similar, and their paws, I should say. A lot of their mannerisms are so human-like. Mm-hmm. But a pig, actually, from an anatomical point of view, is more like a human than any other animal. In fact, they use pigs for human transplants quite frequently because they are so anatomically correct. There's that. Then there's the fact that pigs are really one of the cleanest animals that you can have.
Yes.
They're cleaner than dogs. Way cleaner than cats. We all know about cats.
Cats.
I love cats, but let's put it out there.
Yeah. Let's talk some shit about cats, But
a pig, if you make a pig an indoor pet, and a lot of people do, not a lot, but people do, they really, really are a good house pet. They're incredibly clean. Scott Dunn, one of my closest friends, oldest friends, his pig's about 160 pounds now. But he's got one. He says the same thing.
I think you two should get one. What do you think, Loree? You think that would add something to your life?
I'm gonna be open. It's my new thing. I'm gonna be open.
You'll be open. Yeah.
Probably not, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna be open.
Yeah. Okay, so what makes this relationship work? Like, I know that's such a broad question, but I think that I've been in several, and I'm not awesome at it. I'm actually, I get it wrong, or I pick the wrong person, or it sucks, or I quit it too early. I'm not always the best at it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm in one now, and it's going really well, and I'm very happy. But you never know, right? You never know how to do it right. You never, and a person changes. Didn't you two change 150 times on the way to getting where you are today? And how did you just keep it going?
There's no one formula that's going to work for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think the answer to that is yes and no, because I think absolutely we've grown. I mean, I was only 21 when we met, and Eric's just a few years older than I am. So I would like to think that, sure, in these 34 years that we've been married, and then together a couple years before then, there's been change because we've grown. But the core, I think, of who we are and the kind of people that we are has remained solid. I think that, there's a lot of other things, and we'll talk about that, when we're doing our thing. But I think for me, one of the magic parts of the formula for making things work is always being each other's biggest fan.
I love that.
And I think, and again, we're not here to go into the whole thing today. Obviously, this is what they call in the industry a tease. So let's not tease too much.
Got
because
it.
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back for anymore. But simple things like from the get-go, and it's easy for us now to look back because we're older and we're wiser and we've been through this, the stuff and have the scar tissue and the benefit of age and wisdom and reading and seeing other people to learn from. But one of the things that we did right from the very beginning, because we were just poor. I mean, we were broke dick poor. It was just, we didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But even when we had kids and we were poor, we always had a date night. No matter how shitty anything was, no matter how broke we were, no matter how much we shouldn't have gone out to a movie or to dinner or for cocktails or whatever it is we did on any given Friday night, no matter how much we really shouldn't have done that for a lot of reasons. We did it anyway because it kept it fun, kept us dating even well after we had kids and we were married. And we kept that tradition up for many, 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 many years until, just recently, I think over the last 5 or 6 or 7 years, it's kind of like, let's just stay in tonight. We can have our date night in. We don't have to go out anymore, but we don't have kids anymore. We don't have the same kind of stresses anymore. We don't have kids at home. You don't have the same kind of stresses that we had when we were younger that can take away from your relationship.
Right.
Now we both work out of the house, so we're both around each other pretty much 24 hours a day. Until, she needs to escape or she does her thing and I'll take the dog for a hike to the lake or, get a little bit of away from each other a little bit so we're not on top of each other, so to speak, 24 hours a day. But I think that going back to it, the date nights, Friday night date nights no matter what, we always did those.
Yeah, and I think my husband is now super psychic because I think he just answered the question that Alan from Nova Scotia sent us. We have this new segment we're doing, right?
Yep.
Dear Shift Doctors.
Dear Shift Doctors. We're doctors now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Shift Doctors.
Okay.
Right.
All right. I'm just going to say I'm a doctor now.
Okay. Because that's cool. Yeah. So, doctor.
Yeah.
Put your stethoscope on and hear me now.
Okay.
Hear me now.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you Alan's letter. But I think that my amazing husband just answered his question. But let's hear it. So Alan from Nova Scotia wrote to us and said, I need some help figuring out how to get my wife away from our kids to spend some time with me. We used to do stuff and now we don't. What do I have to do to get my wife to pay attention to me now?
Well, Alan. First thing you need to do is do a sexy dance. I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Like when I don't have any kids, so I don't know. What is your answers for that?
Well, I think
you already did it. Yeah, you take your woman out on a date all the time.
Yeah, but what if she doesn't want to go out on a date? He's saying she doesn't want to go out. She's kind of tethered to the kids. So it's not always up to the guy, right? I mean, it's a two-way street here.
That's true. That's true.
And I think you both have to come to an understanding that if you're going to have a relationship that you both value, then you both got to kind of value the relationship. And you got to make a little time for it.
Yes.
You got to acknowledge that your kids are your priority. Of course your kids are your priority. That's the only healthy way to have kids. However, in order to be the best parents you can be, you've got to have a healthy relationship.
Agreed.
So if Alan, you're stressed because your girl doesn't want to go out on a date every Friday night and get a little loving in and have a little fun and just be yourselves, then maybe you just sit down and have a conversation with her and say, look, hon, let's kind of balance this out just a bit. And she'll do it. She's just afraid to leave the kids. Look, when Laura and I would leave the kids, and this was hard. We had Lori's mother lived with us for a long period of time, or for a good period of time. So we were leaving our kids with her mother, which obviously, we felt very comfortable with. But our kids would stand in the doorway as we're pulling out of the driveway, and they're leaving like we're going to another universe and may or may not ever come back. Like, we're going to jump on, the Starship Enterprise and go, travel around the universe. Yeah, because we're going away for, we're going out for like 6 hours. And they cry, they make you feel horrible, and it rips your guts out. And then you get about a half a mile down the road and go, okay, let's go.
Yeah, you get over the guilt pretty quick. So I think that you're right, all of that stuff. And it really is about, you can't wear the parenting hat 24/7. You have to take that hat off, and you have to put I'm your boyfriend, I'm your girlfriend hat back on, because that's the foundation. Yeah. And Alan, maybe you need to manscape. I'm just saying.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Alan, I can tell you for a fact, it works magic. Like, stuff happens you would have never imagined would happen.
So,
all right, I'm still here, you two. So you're grossing me out.
Had you only known way back when, right? Had you only known.
Now I know. Yep. The only thing that fucked up my relationships is that I didn't manscape enough.
Not you. the man.
Oh.
The man's got to be.
What is it? If a woman, is it a womanscape?
That's just your job. You just got to do.
Yeah,
it.
you just got to.
But for some reason, for men, it's like, no, you must manscape.
Yes.
Like the older generations are being like, that's not cool. That's not cool. But anybody that's got some ambition and enthusiasm is going to jump on the new trend.
That's right. Hipsters, let's do it.
Okay. Plus, you got stuff like Dollar Shave Club right now.
Oh, yeah.
And it comes with all kinds of cool stuff. You get the kit, you get it delivered right to your house. You can order, you fill it out. It's an order online. Your razor blades are cheaper than anything that you're going to buy at any drugstore. It's delivered right to your house, but you get some really cool stuff. Like, they got all kinds of manscaping product in there, and shampoo and body wash, and they've even got some other stuff I'm not going to bring up yet on this podcast, but I'll touch on it next time.
Yeah. Did I mention they smell good? Okay. All right, you guys. So let's. I know my husband has. I think Nikki is missing him desperately. So he's got the other woman calling him. So thank you, darling, for hanging out with us. He's going to say goodbye, and then we're gonna say another thing or two. And
thank you so much for being here.
It's been my pleasure. You ladies have fun.
Yes, thanks you.
All right.
So everyone, we hope that you enjoyed our special guest, my husband, the one and only Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
He's incredible. I learned a lot today.
Did you?
Yeah, sure did.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys, you know where to find us on iTunes, and please give us a rating. Go in there and have our backs and give us some stars, and we really would love to hear your comments. That means a lot to us. And you can also find us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/talkandshift. And please, we really would love you to be part of our movement with us. You want to be part of the Give a Buck movement.
Yeah, it's $1 a month, and you get to help people and dogs and all sorts of different charities that are picked out, and especially, and it's just amazing. We're so excited about the Give a Buck movement. Yeah, and there is a number of ways that you can work with us privately. You would go to wordtalkinshiftpodcast.com. And if you are on social media, which if you're not, that's crazy, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're all over the place at We're Talking Shift.
You know where to find us. We're looking for you. Come on, give a buck. Go out and make some shift happen.
You too, Gary V.
The preceding podcast was a TJ DeSantis production. Comments, questions, and inquiries can be directed to DeSantisProd@gmail.com.